The National Child Protection Week will start tomorrow. The campaign is observed annually to raise awareness of the rights of children. This year's launch will be held in Lusikisiki, that's in the Eastern Cape. For more on this, we're joined by the Director General of the Department of Social Development, Isabella Sekawana. Thank you very much, ma'am, for availing yourself this afternoon. So the Eastern Cape in particular has been identified as one of the teenage pregnancy hotspots in a report recently released by the Department of Health. From the work and the engagements that you have been doing in the province, what do you understand as being some of the reasons, at least for these young girls falling pregnant at such a rapid rate?
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I want to take this opportunity to greet the listeners. And maybe before I continue, let me try to correct the title. I'm the Acting Deputy Director General, Welfare Services within the Department of Social Development. Yes, I can say that we have been having dialogues with both the children themselves as a separate group. We have dialogues with parents, we have dialogues with communities, and we have dialogues also with the government department. And the intention was for us to try and understand what is the root cause of this high increase of teenage pregnancy within the province. And some of the issues that are coming up is that parents are not talking to their children about these issues of sexuality. Secondly, even at school, even if it's a subject, but it looks like we are tiptoeing around it. We are not being direct in terms of empowering our children about it. Thirdly, it's because in the community, the family structure has changed within the community. We've got those families that are child-headed, but some are being headed by grandmothers. Others are only headed by mothers, and you understand that. Because of unemployment rate within the province, fathers are moving, to greener pastures or to try and look for employment in other provinces. And therefore, the fact that the community does not take a responsibility to ensure that for a child to be raised, it takes a village to raise a child. Your child is my child. My child is your child. As a community, we need to ensure that we take responsibility and ownership of children. So we need to try and strengthen, our community structure so that they can protect our children and create an enabling environment so that no child, falls within the cracks.
That point, this year's theme is Let Us Protect Children During COVID-19 and Beyond. What kind of interventions is the department then coming up with? How are you helping these parents begin the conversations that they see being difficult with their children? And how are you helping these children to educate them about, the dangers that are out there, but some of the positive things that are out there that they can do also?
Okay. I think we have started, with the issue of emphasizing intersectoral collaboration. For us, it's very critical. As different government departments, we need to come together and ensure that we come up with an integrated plan of action. What came out of the dialogues, we need to develop that plan of action, and we need to ensure that, that plan of action is being monitored, on a monthly basis so that we hold each other accountable. But what is important is that we need to also listen to the voice of the children, and listen to what the children are saying so that we can be able, to begin and ensure that we're not applying what we think are problems, within the society or within that are affecting children, but we are informed about what the children are saying. So the issue of intersectoral collaboration is one of the critical issues. But as I've said earlier, the issue of strengthening families, empowering families to understand what their role is in terms of raising children, but also empowering children themselves so that, the children can be able to understand that, some certain actions they need to say no. They have to be assertive in terms of doing some, allowing some of the things. They're not allowing them, but they have to build that resilience in terms of saying no to some of the actions. The other important issues, as I have already said, we need to begin to have very strong community structures. We resuscitate, the old. We must go back to the basics. We used to have what we call neighborhood. We used to have what we call community policing forum. And, the communities used to protect, each other. And therefore, I think we need to go back to the basics. For me, prevention is better than cure. Even though we've got response, but I think we need to strengthen our prevention and our early intervention. But also what is important is the issue of poverty. What is it that we are doing, to ensure that, we really circumvent the poverty that is in communities? We've got projects such as Receiver. A receiver is a Tonga expression that means that resilience. And in this project, we target, families that cannot afford, to bring to put a food on the table, and the children are also they are going there to be empowered in terms of life skills, in terms of ensuring that we assist them with school assignments, and we are really implementing this program through drop-in centers. So we need to strengthen such initiatives, but also one of the issues that really are bothering us is the issue of social behavioral change, because if we can teach children and instill values in children at an early stage, and hence we have in projects such as you only live once, which is YOLO, and we also have CHOMI. These programs are targeting children from the 10 years to the 19 years, so that we can be able, to teach a boy child how to respect a child, how to respect a girl, and how to behave around a girl child. So we are having these initiatives as a department, but we still need to upscale these initiatives that I am talking about.
Ma'am, your department, though, has been found wanting. The Eastern Cape Department of Social Development paid to distribute 134 million rand in aid last year in that very same province, where you talk about eradicating poverty, especially for young children, with the minister pointing out that the distribution only started on the 2nd of March 2022, and by the 28th of March this year, only 26% rather of the total target of beneficiaries and households had actually received the help that they were meant to receive. How then do you tell South Africans that as a department you actually care for people who are impoverished?
Yes, I can admit that in terms of, some of the certain process, we still have to improve as a department. However, we are trying our level best to ensure that we improve those processes so that we can be able, to fast track, interventions that are aimed, at ensuring that, children are protected.
Is it justifiable then to launch this campaign when you've got children who may not even be able to make it there as a result of them not having had a single meal? The money, perhaps the question being, how much is being directed towards launching this campaign?
As I said initially, the issue of prevention and early intervention programs are very important. And for us to be able to root out the problems that we are having with regard to issues that are affecting children, such as your child killings, your abuse, we really need to mobilize communities. For me, I don't see this exercise as fruitless, but I see it as a basis of empowering our communities. And there are initiatives that I have spoken about in terms of ensuring that we deal with issues of malnutrition and food security as a department. We've got your SRTs, the social security measures that we have put in place that we are really implementing to ensure that we deal with malnutrition. And if you remember, we are spending more than 3.2 billion on early childhood development itself. That early childhood development is meant, the subsidies that we are giving to these child centers is aimed at ensuring that we give nutrition to the children. Yes, we agree that it is not enough, but we cannot say that we are not doing anything as a department. And we cannot say that we must not embark on prevention and early intervention programs, such as empowering communities, such as empowering our families, such as empowering parents. For us, it is very critical, because that in itself will build resilience, and also empowering the children themselves. It will build resilience.
So, ma'am, the Child Protection Week is not costing the department?
It's not like it's not costing the department, but the costs that we are incurring, for me, are justifiable. And it's not such exorbitant funds of to the outcome of the investment that we are going to get out of this. For me, it is necessary for us to be able, to empower our communities.
It's not
We
exorbitant.
need to be in touch with our communities. It is very important.
Fair enough, ma'am. It's not exorbitant. How much is it costing the department?
I don't have, as I'm talking now, because I'm not dealing with those, I don't have the actual amount with me. But if you want to know, we can be able to calculate it. But for me, I want to guarantee you it's not such a lot of money that we are costing. Because we are talking about 365 days, of campaign. And we really need to ensure that we run these campaigns so that we are empowering the communities and we are empowering our children. For me, it's not a waste of money.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for availing yourself this afternoon. Isabella Sekawana is the Deputy Director General of Welfare Services at the Department of Social Development.